Hi guys. This is my super favorite mechanical keyboard. To give it full credit where it is due, this is a sun like sunshine and sunny like sunny boy. Sunny is the brand. And it's my first official mechanical keyboard. I have to say that I love it. I love it. Love this keyboard. It makes great keyboard sounds just by itself, straight out of the box. It's got a pretty blue and white color scheme. Obviously, we have some keycaps missing here because I started taking them off. I'm interested in modifying the keyboard to make it slightly more thocky. It's very clicky. Not terrible. These are brown switches. But hear that? I don't want it to make that sound. It's like a bell. You don't hear it so much, a little bit typing on the uptake or the release. I'm not sure why that's like that. But you hear it taking like a bell. I'm used to it, so I type all day and I don't really hear it a lot, but sometimes when I'm really going, typing, it does kind of get to me. I wish it didn't have that echo. I kind of like an echo. So, the first thing I tried was to put like a protector pad thing underneath it, so it would have a little bit of a buffer between the desk and the back of the keyboard, but definitely wasn't enough. So then I took some foam packing that we had from someone that got a new computer monitor. And you're gonna laugh. All the true Geek Squads out there, Geek Squad members, are gonna go, that lady, that's like a big big football geek is what they're gonna call me, but I'm not gonna be the cool kind because of what I did. But anyway, I'll show you. I took a bit of that packaging foam that they got the monitor in, and I just took some packing tape and taped the bejesus out of it onto the bottom of my keyboard. You can see it taped there. It says in French, "No bébés," don't give this to your babies and play with it. It's not a toy. I know. But they didn't say I couldn't, so this is what happens. I took some packing tape and just folded it up till it fit properly. And I applied it to the bottom of my keyboard with regular packing tape. And honestly, it's not bad. It's helped. I mean, yeah, you can tell it's there. It's given it some more, muffled some of that. However, yeah, I think the space key sounds nice. But it's still not good enough. Not good enough for high needs, high expectations, Amy, which may be what I start calling myself. High expectations, Amy. But only for myself, so that I'm absolutely ensuring that I can never possibly meet them, in order to just punish myself eternally, you know, that low self-confidence thing. That's sarcasm. Sharp wit, dry wit, like a fine wine. Fine wine. Your lips pucker when you hear my funny stuff. Just say it. Who gets a little bit depression mode in the winter? I said depression mode. Enjoy the silence. You know what I mean? Right? But it's like too much. Yeah. I get it. That's where I've been. Still kind of down in there. Not gonna lie about it. Just feel like I'm walking around like a blank, empty box and rocks. Smart rocks, but nonetheless devoid of creative thought and verbal density, I guess I would say. Anyway. I'm hopeful for warmer temperatures like it was today to bring some life back into my soul before it rolls like a little death of tumbleweed depression into the far off distant horizon of depression, joining all its other little tumbleweed friends in its mass of depression mode, if you will. Joy in the silence. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed was here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary, they can only do harm. See, we could do that on the keyboard. Anyway, back to the Sun's Honey. I just was gonna see what it was like to modify it. I've never done it with like an actual mechanical keyboard, so this is probably stupid. I don't know, I forget what they do to those. Maybe they lube them. They have some special lube they put in there. I remember they like lube the switches. That makes them less, maybe echoey or something. My hope is I can use tape on the inside to reduce that echo. But I have a feeling the undertaking is going to be slightly more than what I am prepared for, most likely. And I know this because I pulled off some keycaps to see where I was headed. There's a lot of little screws in here. And I just took one out just to see, because this is just some screwdriver out of the bucket here at the office. It seems to work okay though, so far. But if I lose these, I'm going to be in deep dee-doo. There's one right there. And this is the one I took out right here. Anyways, let's see. We're going to take this one out. And hopefully, the nice thing about this screwdriver is, look, it doesn't lose the little screws for you. Only person that's going to do that is me. So that's the only two I can see so far. So we're gonna probably start popping some of these out. I hope I don't forget what order these go in. I assume there's probably a map somewhere. I hope. There is a tool to take these off that they call the keycap removal tool. That's the official name for that. I don't have one, so I'm just using my screwdriver, which could put me at risk for breaking these, I suppose, if I don't do it right. These are pretty nice. They come off like pretty smoothly, as you can see. This is the 0 button. Let's see, so there's, and then there's like this thing that's not a screw. I think you call that that's like what do they call those? They're like pegs or stakes. Kind of to stabilize the keyboard, but it's not actually a screw. It's just like a stick through the plastic, I guess. But knowing that I just hope I don't break it, to be real honest, because I do love it a lot. I want it to sound more thocky, like they say. Somewhat creamy, which it already is a little bit. I mean, it's definitely a creamy keyboard by nature. Not really cookie so much. But it's not thocky. Not yet. I hope it's gonna be. There's one. Oh man, there's dirt in here. There's like, that's probably like screw number 3 of 740 screws that I'm about to dig into. I hope not. I mean, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be wearing gloves when I do this. Am I touching like lead paste paint? Possibly. I think you're supposed to do it on a clean surface because there's one down here. Because obviously you don't want to get a bunch of dirt inside the computer part. I love it. I love the way this sounds, so here we go. Just keep on going. So anyways, kids. So this channel, the ASMR experiment, has been growing of late. Thanks to some of my most loyal, dear darling subscribers, Mr. Jeff U.S. West and my friend Aussie Farmer, who literally is a farmer. He's farming his pants off right now down there. He has cattle and everything. And to them, I am super thankful because they've been around since the get-go, along some other folks here. Finder of Objects has been around the whole time, pretty much. Thank you for your support. Yeah, there's quite a few of you. Old School ASMR, it's darling Christina has been there since really the beginning, and she's always been supportive, complimenting me or encouraging me with her words and actually watching my videos, which is just such a huge, huge compliment. Huge. Like, I just feel so excited when I see that she's watched a video and she likes this one or that one. Because it's like, I just know that that's another person out there that really loves to make ASMR videos, and she's good at it. And that she takes the time to watch other people's and comment and support the other channels and stuff, I think is great, especially knowing that mine is like tiny, you know, and no subscribers. And now we have like 700 and almost like, how many is it? 740 something, I want to say. I'll have to look. I honestly don't know right now, but it's a lot. I mean, to me, that's a lot. And it's taken 2 years to get that number, you know, which I'm not jealous of people that can get like a gazillion subscribers in like 2 weeks. It's fine. You know, tap on a plastic cup and boom, you got 300,000 followers. I mean, some people just have that gift, right? And those are the people we want on our teams, ASMR teams, because they're talented and they draw a crowd, popularity, and that brings more people into the whole phenomenon. They're interested, they want to check it out, they come see your video and someone else's video, and suddenly they're making their own channel and their own ASMR videos, and yay, we got a whole tribe out there, and that just makes me happy. So but that said, like, I can't say I really know why one video does well and one doesn't, or why one's popular and one maybe is less so. I mean, maybe a little, but still, like, you kind of don't really know. You just think, well, that was okay, that was a good one, but this one wasn't, so should I make more like that? And then you try to, and then you're like, well, it's not as good as the other one. That first one was better. And so, anyway, the point is I'm still just kind of winging it, and I don't really have a solid schedule or a solid theme, but it seems like I'm starting to dial in some general themes, like therapy, which I kind of haven't done those since like a year ago, but I'd like to try that again. They take more thought, more like deep kind of mental energy, and sometimes I don't have it. And sometimes I just want to have stupid ASMR, like just tapping on a book, like nothing special. Like taking some plastic bags and crinkling them for an hour and a half. Those are the kinds of videos I like. Personally, I like those, and I think almost everybody likes personal attention ones. I'm a little intimidated by those because I don't know how to make the props and like sound effects. They do these little side sound effect things, and I don't really know quite how to do that. And then the whole editing thing gets involved, and I don't know. I don't have enough computer, like hard whatever space and RAM and all that to really handle a major editing program, plus huge videos and stuff. I don't think, anyway. I've tried Audacity for some audio stuff, and that's nice, but it's huge, and it seems to really, like, it's kind of hard to learn that, actually. So all my videos thus far are literally unedited, unreframed, or trimmed and cut, which you can obviously probably tell. The only thing I've done, I think on one or two of them, was added some text to say, like, thanks for watching, or, I mean, I don't have a logo or anything. I'm trying to think about one. I'd like to make one, But I don't know if cat's an experiment, and then number 3, if that all has anything to do with each other or not. And darlings, which is what you are. If you have some ideas, I'm open to that. I am paying attention. I'm trying to watch what people are liking, what they're watching longer, peaks and valleys in the videos and stuff like that as far as watch time and click-through rates and all of those things. But in the end, that's not why I'm here. And I don't think it's why you're here. I'm here to make ASMR videos because it makes me feel better on the inside, because I have inner turmoil like there is no other. And I think we all, the people who have depression mode and anxiety mode and confused about what they're doing with their lives mode, is this all that's going to happen mode, was the best part of my life 5 years ago and I had no idea, and now here I go down the hill to the end of time road. We all have those, it's like, but we kind of feel like we're the center of the universe when we're in our suffering, and we get to that center space and we just feel like our misery is the biggest misery of anybody else's misery. No one can possibly understand what I'm going through every day. No one can possibly know what it takes to accomplish X, Y, Z. No one could possibly understand, what am I doing? Why? I should just stop and give up. This sucks. I don't know. Does anybody else get that kind of feeling? Constant state of dying or suffocating or close to suffocating or on the verge of suffocation. Perhaps I'm choking to death. Perhaps I'm being crushed under the weight of my own anxious misery, worrying. That is what it's like to live with this seemingly uncurable state of inner discomfort that I am sure I share with many, many of you. And for some of you, that is nothing, and you don't have that, and you can't relate. You say, yeah, sorry, Miss Amy, I know you got that going on, but like, we just want to hear you tap on the keyboard now, so stop. Okay, shh, shh. Yes, darlings, I know that. But at the same time, my dears, I just felt like I should share a little bit because I have trouble doing that. I'm a vulnerability disabled individual. Therefore, I am a high feeler. So high feeling in that it's very hard for me to talk about things on a personal and connected level about myself because I'm so emotional. But I don't know how to do that with myself and for myself. So I can cry, and I do often, when just trying to say something about someone else's life. Oh, so-and-so, I care about them so much. Or, oh, they did such a nice thing the other day. And the minute I even eke out a hint of what could potentially become an emotional or high-feeling moment, boom, I'm crying. And I can't get the rest of the words out. I am basically overcome with that emotion and am no longer able to thoughtfully articulate what it is I'm trying to say or express or share or story I'm trying to tell, because it gets in the way of that expression. The intensity of the emotion paralyzes the rest of me, and those stories get ruined from that. I mean, not to say that you can't cry or be emotional, but people are distracted by the emotion. They notice your tears coming, they hear your voice wavering, they see it, they feel it, they see your handshake or you getting sweaty as you're trying to say something, and it throws them, it puts them in another mental space, and they're more preoccupied with either feeling uncomfortable themselves because you're having this emotional display, or they want to help you and they feel sorry for you and they want to calm that emotion. But it's rare to find anybody that can just kind of sit with it sit through it with you and not even really have to comment on it. Just know that that's you. You're a high feeler, Amy. You're going to be emotional and you can't get it together. Yeah, for 5 minutes straight, whatever. Just because you brought up one little tiny thing, you know, that made you smile the other day, and now you're sobbing, you know, uncontrollably for the same reason. Most people don't know what to do with that kind of emotion, and they want you to stop doing it. They want you to quit it. Could you not just, you know, why are you always crying? Well, I promise you, I feel the same way. Often I feel very frustrated when I am unable to express something without tears or some emotion, usually anxiety and or tearfulness, which comes in many forms, you know, or expresses many different kinds of feelings. And it can kind of weaken your reputation as a strong person, although I will say, I know for a fact that tears do not make one weak at all. Many times these tearful people are, I think, 10 times stronger than people that can't cry at all. Well, sadly, those people, that's really sad because they can't connect with their own emotions. And that is actually kind of, that's what I am dealing with a lot of the times for myself in that same kind of way, is that people would call me a very sensitive person, highly sensitive, very compassionate, very empathetic, XYZ. But am I able to be compassionate, empathetic, kind, and understanding to myself? The answer is no, ma'am. And that's to my own detriment, and that's really unfortunate, and I hope I can fix that somehow, you know, fix that, what I would say is like a flaw, character flaw among many that I think I'm stuck with, or at least have been stuck with for quite a long time. And as you get older, it's harder. What I know is that we are kind of at the center of ourselves. We are who we are, whether we were born like that at the very beginning, or we develop these traits and habits throughout our lives as we're growing up, and environments and people and influences create our character that we come to know as ourselves and our personalities. I don't really know, but I know I think it's not reasonable to expect someone to change dramatically. The person that you meet in the first few hours or the first few days of someone new in your life, that person is at their core what you're seeing and what you're getting, and they're not gonna. So if you're like, oh, I love this person, they're so great, you know, I just wish they could maybe change their diet a little bit. I hate that they eat so much junk food. And so they quit eating junk food for a couple of weeks, and you're like, oh, look, they're going for it. They're going to be healthy, and it makes me so happy. I like them a little bit more. And then you jump in there, and then, you know, 6 months later, you find like big piles of bags of like Cheetos and cookies and candy bars stuffed in their back of their closet, and you're like, oh, I'm so betrayed. They were going to change. They weren't going to be like that anymore. They told me they weren't. And yet, boom, there they are, eating junk food in the closet. That's because you didn't or couldn't or weren't aware that you needed to accept them as they were at the time, and their promises to change or be different or improve upon the things that they saw, that you saw as a flaw, that was unrealistic on both parties' parts, and they shouldn't have promised it to begin with. I think it's different to want to change yourself in ways that improve yourself or improve your life and your relationships and your health, but to do it for the sake of someone else's love, like a ransom payment, is dangerous and often creates worse problems from the outcome. Anywho, ski. Where that came from, I can't say, guys. That was way off the beaten track of path and all the above. But in the end, I'm just probably getting at what I want and what this video, I guess, is about now, besides the keyboard, is about like life updates, what's going on. We're approaching spring, thank God. We're approaching a nice, it might take me another year and a half or 2 years, but we're getting up there on the subscriber count, and I am excited because one of these days it's going to say 1,000, dear darling subscribers over there at the ASMR experiment. And I'm a freak. And at that point, because I think I said like 2 years ago, I was like, I'm gonna wait till we get like 1,000 subscribers. We'll do a live. We'll just do a live and do Q&A or whatever. All these people doing it. And then 2 years later, I was like, well, I guess I didn't think it was gonna take quite that long. So sorry about that. If anybody had questions that they had sent to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put those on the Q&A list. That'll be coming right up. 2 years later, here we are sitting at 750. But you know, like again, that's okay, because we're not here for the numbers, kids. We're not here for the money. Although, wouldn't that be nice? Someone send me a box of something to unopen, or unravel on crinkle paper. I promise you, I'll be wholeheartedly invested in it, and would certainly sell you some additional customers as a result. I mean, who knows? I think I would be good at that. I'd be a great home shopping network person, but I don't want to do it. Basically, I like people, but I have a massive fear of, in the same strange way, like, I want to be with people, I'm lonely without them, but then getting my act together to like go out and interact sometimes is really tough, because I recharge on being alone, and yet I'm both energized and completely stripped of my energy by being around people. So when I go to a party, let's say I even go to a party, I don't go to parties anymore. When I did, I was like charming, and I'm all smiling, and everybody's like, oh, she's so engaging, she's so sparkly, she's so, effervescent. So, what a personality, just chatty chat, slinging my little sparkling glass of wine back and forth, laughing, arm touching, all that. However, it seems great, right? Oh, she's so much fun, I can't wait to see Amy again next time, that was great. But I get home, and I'm just freaking wiped out so hard, and I sometimes get super depressed when I get home. Physically, I'm exhausted, and it takes me a little while to get myself together after that. Like, I gotta too many people and too much interaction with people in too great of a time frame can make me become fairly overwhelmed and overstimulated, and then I retreat into like this, retreat mode, and I have a hard time getting out of it, because the more internal I become, the bigger it seems the step it is to take to come back out again. It feels really raw and uncomfortable, you feel like the whole world is staring at you when you go somewhere, even though they're not. You're not the most important thing at the grocery store, or at the Walmart, or at the dry cleaners. I don't even go dry cleaner, but taking out your trash, not every human being that's in your neighborhood is pushing their face against the glass of their bedroom windows trying to see what you're doing as you're rolling your trash toter to the curb, and it's making kind of a creaky, noisy sound and bumping along the driveway. You get there in the end, and you just feel like everybody and their mom was just like inside behind those walls, like laughing or saying something or going, what in the, oh my God, there she goes again. Here's Amy trying to take her trash toter to the curb. What a fool. What does she think she's doing? Well, believe you me, she doesn't like taking it out to the curb, but I mean, I've even been known to skip a week just hoping you don't have to do it, but it does have to be done. And then by the time you get back inside and you shut the door, thump, it's like, well, that's done. Now I can just stay in here and hide. That's what it is to have that nastiness that we call anxiety, social anxiety, situational anxiety, generalized anxiety with panic disorder, something like that. So if any of you struggle with those kinds of feelings or know someone who does, just know that at this moment I'm able to talk about it because I don't have to look at you and make eye contact. That's one reason. I'm really bad at that. Anytime someone wants to make eye contact, boy, you're asking me. I'd rather take my toenails off with a pair of pliers one by one than have to make prolonged eye contact with a person. Even when I love a lot. Because it's painful. They can see into your window, right? I don't want nobody looking in my window. Nobody look in there. I got stuff in there I'm hiding. I just want to keep it in there. Don't make me look and don't look back. It's a lot easier just to be funny and distract yourself from yourself and everyone else, I guess. Oh, and the I guess at the end of sentences, that's a bad thing. You shouldn't do it. It's a bad habit. It sort of negates the sentence you just said right before you said I guess. I think maybe I might, probably, so, you know, those like ending little phrases, there's a term for those, but they're self-deprecating, negative, they're negative. This negative self-talk at the end of your sentence is what that is. I guess. Yeah, see what I mean? Okay. Anyway, one more time, circling back to the... So my point was to say, 1,000 subscribers, if and when that day comes, I gotta prepare. I gotta get back to it and start thinking about what is it that I really want to say or do. What do I want to show my 740-some dear darling friends, subscribers, and supporters of the channel, and my kitty cat Shadow, and my intermittent, not very predictable, not very reliable schedule of uploading, and who knows what kind of theme she's going to have. We don't know. She's kind of all over the board. But those folks, you guys deserve something really nice and good and enjoyable and pleasant, and not just like, you know, you hit 1,000, I feel like, well, I got to do memberships. I'm trying to think about that too, what that looks like, so that people can kind of have a regular contact with me and like try to do something that I can stick with, that people will enjoy, just so that they feel like they're actually getting some sort of positive results or benefit from hanging out or putting in the $1.99 a month or whatever it is might be to do so. So I have to brainstorm a little bit on that more. I've done it a lot, but still not quite sure. But these are things I'm thinking about. It's on my mind. If people are like, why doesn't she ever post anything? No community posts. You know, she's not doing any shorts. It's not because I'm not interested. It's not because I don't think it's kind of cool. It might be fun for other people to have those things online to see and whatnot. I struggle with depression mode and creativity and burnout, my other live stuff, and not so much this, but I get done and I try to put my mental space in one that is ASMR channel related, and it's not always easy to do. And sometimes I feel like I'm feeling internally negative, and I don't know if that's gonna, you know, be toxic or contaminate the videos I'm producing, and then other people are gonna feel bummed out, and sometimes I'm just too tired to fall asleep. Or what I come up with, my idea for the video, I'm like making some thoughts on it, and I just think, this is dumb. This looks dumb. Then I watch someone else's video and I see that and go, it's so cool. They have all this production work. It's like the sound is so amazing and they look so cool and the lighting's so good. And I just like, oh man, my little pile of keycaps and my desk blotter calendar And my bad fluorescent overhead lighting just don't quite feel like they're in that same circle. And maybe they don't have to be. One thing I do think about ASMR and this hobby or interest that I have in the group of people that seem to follow it and create it, they all seem really nice. I've only had like 1 or 2 interactions with people that were lame, you know, made a lame comment or weren't trying to be helpful. I don't want to be coddled, but I don't need people to be rude either. I'm sarcastic, but I think some of the sarcasm can be tabled in comments and things, you know, unless it's really done just in fun or something that's really blatantly supposed to be humorous, because not everybody can read what your intentions are between those words that you're typing, especially in text messaging and commenting. So, okay, so what are we at? We decided we got to the bottom of 1,000 subscribers. We're going to try and come up with something nice when that happens. We talked about anxiety and depression. We talked about inner self-talk. The people that are energized by interacting with others and people that are depleted by the same thing, or maybe both simultaneously. The feeling of being crushed by life and wondering if that's just all you're going to get. If you're good enough, if you're okay enough, if this is going to be okay. Getting old, changing life, all of it. What do you want to be? And does it really matter? I think in a way it doesn't. I mean, it matters in that you gotta be okay with yourself. But in the end, I think, you know, heaven or no heaven, we're probably just dirt. We are. I mean, we are. We know that. Do our souls go somewhere? I can't say, and I don't think anyone else can really say. So I'm going on the assumption that maybe is the answer. And I think if God were here, and God could speak, and God was human, and God actually could conceive of what it was we were saying, which we couldn't conceive of what God would be saying, because the language would be something completely I mean, we just would have no clue. Might not even be sound to it. That person, that thing, that entity, God would say, yeah, the answer to your question about what happens at the end of life, when we die, and what's out there, and whatever, the answer is maybe. And that's all he's going to say. He or she, them, those folks, that guy, them people, his or her, she and they, them, they, I, we, it, and how. So are you going to be okay? Are you going to be okay? Maybe. Probably. I'm pretty sure. I think so. I really do. I don't know that we can't be unokay forever. We can't permanently be unokay. So if you're not okay now, you will be. You will. I will. Because it's not permanent. We can't stay stuck in that spot of misery if we're in it, or joy when we're in it. It's mobile, transformational, just mumbling along minute by minute, nanosecond by nanosecond, and nothing's ever the same twice, ever. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be okay. But I think so, and while I'm at it, trying to be okay, I'm just going to try to be nice as I can be, if possible. And I can't be nice all the time, but just remotely decent to people, and not rude, and not crass, and not, I don't want to litter, I don't want to spit on people, I don't want to kick pets. And the things that people do, the world has got a lot of sadness in it, and a lot of ugly stuff, and I just want to be able to be not the ugly stuff, at least as best I can. And that's what the channel, I guess, was really about. And that makes me emotional. Isn't that, see, I told you. That's the stuff that I just don't want to have people suffer. And I don't want to suffer. I want to feel peaceful. I think that's the center of the whole thing. And the channel and ASMR, for me, is peaceful. And the search for that sense of inner peace, the quiet space that feels not uncomfortably quiet, but safely, warmly, acceptingly quiet. And that's the space that I want the ASMR channel and my life to kind of get to sometime before I'm done. Whether that's next week or next year, who knows. But that's what I'm aiming for, guys. And that's going to be the end of my video. I'm going to conclude by popping off just these last few little. And then after that, I'm going to get out of here because I've been here too long. And then I'm going to put this thing together maybe tomorrow night or something. We'll come back and we'll do part 2, maybe less chatty chat or something, and we can unassemble the main part of the keyboard and then proceed with le tape mod, which is what they call it in gamer speak. Le tape mod. I've heard it said. Don't tell me I haven't. Just ask any local gamer. They'll tell you le tape mod. Oh yeah, Amy, she wasn't kidding. Yeah, that's totally what we call it. We call it le tape mod. I sort of packing taped my space bar accidentally. Here we go. What a smart move that was. Here. That's the big last one. Don't break you. There we go. Da-da. This is the best keyboard, so if anyone is looking to get into a mechanical keyboard, I would recommend it. Super fun, gets the job done, sounds nice, it's very heavy, seems well made, has the RGB backlight. Yeah, it's made my work life a heck of a lot more fun and sound better. So this is what it looks like now without the, so you can kind of see, and I hope that you've enjoyed seeing it and the chitty chat. And sorry, I could probably do this video without any talking. It would be a lot more interesting, but I guess it became a life update video / le tape mod part 1. Hopefully that's okay. I have a few more of those screws to take out, but here's some keycaps for you. Thank you for watching.